first home series of the year concludes today. The Twins, for that matter, the Oakland A's, have a chance to win the series. We're split at a game apiece so far in this three-game series. It's Kids Day at the ballpark and Kids Day on Fox Sports North. Our broadcast will feature kids and kid-friendly items, and we'll have some current Twins as well talking about their favorite childhood memories at the ballpark. And the Twins hope to create some memories here today and get the offense going. Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven along with Dick Bramer. Today, the 10th game of the season, and the Twins wrap up their second tour through the five-man rotation. Scott Baker getting the start today for the Twins.
Well, Scott Baker coming off an outing against the Yankees in New York. You know what? I mean, we've had very good pitching so far in this series. You look at Pavano, Blackburn, both of them quality starts, but the Oakland A's, they also put two quality starts together in Anderson and Gonzalez yesterday. Tough loss yesterday, 1-0 for the Twins. So Scott Baker here today. In his outing against New York, only two hiccups. That came in the first and second inning on two-run home runs to the Yankees. Then he put 4 zeros on the board. Twins had a chance to win, but lost that ball game 4-3. Baker 4-0 in his career against the Oakland A's against Brandon McCarthy. McCarthy has spent more time on the disabled list than the active list, but he's coming off a pretty good outing in Toronto.
And throughout the day, we'll have some childhood memories from some of your favorite Twins. When we get back, we'll find out who Joe Mauer's baseball hero was growing up. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Fans here for what will be another sold-out crowd at Target Field. It's Kids Day today on Fox Sports North. Twins trying to win their first series of 2011. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Thanks for tuning in. Each and every Sunday home game is Kids Day here on Fox Sports North. And for the kids here in Minnesota, their favorite player, Joe Mauer. And here's a couple reasons why. 3 batting titles, 3 gold gloves. Joe Mauer in 2009, the most valuable player in the American League. Spectacular plays, the sweet swing, great tags at home plate. Joe Mauer, a lot of reason for kids to cheer for him. Why? Like every other kid, Joe Mauer played T-ball at a very young age. Here he is in St. Paul as a youngster. Had that sweet swing at that young age, hitting a home run at T-ball. And watch this great little run, cross pass home place, and a little dive there into the dugout. Joe Mauer idolized a local hero.
Favorite ball player? Well, probably Kirby Puckett. You know, I got to see him play the most, but he always seemed like he was having a lot of fun, you know, playing, and obviously he was a good player too. But he was laughing, and you know, he did really well too.
Kirby Puckett with a statue on the plaza here at Target Field. Joe Mauer may have one day himself. When we come back, first pitch on Fox Sports North.
Kids of all ages. Join us now for Kids Day at the ballpark on Fox Sports North. And adults here today, hoping that the Twins can win this series, score some runs, and get some of the guys in the batting order on track a little bit.
Isn't it nice to see all the kids here, and then also a great read on that, Dick. Baseball is a kid's game, you know. I mean, it's all about that right there. Maybe, you know, the young man sitting with his dad watching a ball game and maybe dreaming one day of playing on this great field here at Target Field.
Menard's batting order for the Oakland A's. They've scored a total of 2 runs in this series and have a win. David DeJesus, Derek Barton, Josh Willingham, Hideki Matsui, Ryan Sweeney, the Cedar Rapids, Iowa native, hitting 5th. Mark Ellis, Kevin Kuzmanoff, Landon Powell making his first start, as well as Sweeney, and then Cliff Pennington.
Well, the scouting report here this afternoon on Scott Baker. We talked about his last outing in the Open, about losing 4-3 to the Yankees, gave up a couple home runs early, 2 two-run home runs, but he's had success against the Oakland A's organization. 4-0 with a 4.62 ERA and 5 career starts. And he's enjoyed pitching here at Target Field. Last year, of course, the first year here, he was 8-3 in 15 starts with an ERA of 3.86. On the road, 4-6 with an ERA over 5 in 14 starts. Why? Fly ball pitching.
Northland 4 defense for the Twins, and Ron Gardenhire's put as many lefties in there as he can. Young, Span, and Kubel in the outfield. Valencia, Casilla. Michael Kanier made a start at second base last year, and he's there today. Morneau at first, Maurer behind the plate. Jim Thome, the designated hitter, and Kanier shrugging his shoulder. That's it. Flip a coin. Where am I playing today?
I tell you what, he's been so valuable to the Twins. We saw him last year at first base, of course, out in right field, but we saw him in the past at third base, second base. He's played actually 62 ball games at the major league level at second base. So this is something that he's done before.
And we'll say it again. We mentioned Kanier made a start there last year, and I think we commented that when he was playing second base regularly, Al Newman, who was then a coach for the Twins, the former Twin player, you played with him on the '87 team, he said he thought at that time that second base was Michael Kanier's best position.
Well, he also signed as a shortstop. So, Michael, he's very versatile. He can play anywhere.
And he'll probably prefer that DeJesus hit a nice routine 2-hopper to him right away. Ball 1.
Well, Scott Baker has 4 pitches, a fastball. He's got to get that fastball down in the strike zone. Very good changeup. He'll mix in a curveball and a little slider like a cutter.
There's a drive to right field, and that'll drop in front of Kubel for a base hit. DeJesus is aboard.
Well, DeJesus now at 25 straight games he's hit against the Twins.
The rain has held off. We had some pretty violent thunderstorms, and I was told about 1/3 of an inch of rain overnight here. 74 degrees. That part's very pleasant, but don't be surprised if we don't have a thunder bumper or two here over the course of play today. Leadoff man is on. Derek Barton will hit next.
Yeah, DeJesus not the base stealer that Coco Crisp is, so make sure that the Oakland A's don't start to try to bunt right here. These have been some close scoring ball games. Oakland scored 1 run a couple nights ago against Carl Pavano, and the Twins ended up rallying and winning that ball game 2-1, and then the Twins lost 1-0 in yesterday's ball game on an unearned run.
1 strike to Barton, and strike 2. In Baker's start against the Yankees in the series opener of that 3-game series, it looked for all the world like he was going to get out of the first inning. Just a handful of pitches. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. 2 quick outs, 2 quick strikes.
On Teixeira.
Then he hit him in the foot. And then a couple pitches later, Rodriguez hit one into the seats, and it was 2-0. Foul and out of play. And then Posada hit a 2-run homer against him in the second inning. And then, and only then, after he fell behind 4-0, Baker settled down.
Yeah, one thing that did happen in that ball game for Baker is that he did get a couple double plays. So, as the game went on, he adjusted, got the ball down, got a couple ground ball double plays turned behind him.
2 strikes to Barton. And in off the plate, 1 and 2.
Baker making his second start, his 140th career start. He has 55 wins, 43 losses, and a career ERA at 4.33.
Kanier will have a chance to pivot. They'll get the lead runner. Valencia had the ball bounce out of the glove, and Kanier was able to catch the throw right before DeJesus got there.
Yeah, double play, probably ball right there, but it was bobbled a little bit by Valencia, and he didn't panic. What he did is the ball fell out of his glove. He barehanded it and got the force out at second base. See Barton going the other way. That little short hop. Bare hands it. Gets the out at second. No chance for the double play.
Josh Willingham hitting third. He had been hitting cleanup in Bob Guerin's lineup. And there's an off-speed pitch taken for strike one. Each team struggling to score runs. Each team struggling to hit the ball over the fence. Each team with 2 home runs in their starting lineup. Willingham has both of the home runs so far for Oakland. And you got Span and Valencia each with 1 for the Twins. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
Good change up right there. I think Scott Baker probably watched Pavano and Nick Blackburn go about their business the last couple days, and that's, establish a fastball but also change speeds, and that's a good change up right there by Baker. There's Nick Blackburn, a tough loss in last night's ball game.
Fouled back. This is 2011, right? I mean, some of the scores I've seen remind me of 1968. Before the DH, when the mound was 15 inches tall.
Yeah, this is a game 9 on the season, and that's what Tim Laudner talked about, in the pregame. Don't panic. A long way to go.
Up and in, 1-2.
And here it is, the 10th of April. I'm surprised Laudner has not paid his taxes yet.
I think I'm among the very first to file my return every year. Try to be. One and 2 to Willingham. Call third strike. And Baker gets a strikeout, 2 down.
Well, Baker is a guy that pitches up in the strike zone. All of a sudden you throw one down, and you can see what it did to Willingham right there. It kind of froze him. A lot of pitches up, and then all of a sudden the ball down just about knee high above the knees, and he picks up a strikeout. Just change the eye level of that hitter. Everything's up, 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 and all of a sudden, boom, there it is down. He took it for strike 3.
Here's Matsui taking over the cleanup spot for the A's. Willingham, Matsui, Coco Crisp, and others hoping, David DeJesus, I guess, trying to generate some offense that has been lacking in Oakland. On the outside corner now. The other 3 teams in the American League West probably are never going to be able to compete with the Rangers offensively. Seattle, the Angels, and the A's. But you do have to score some runs. And the A's have struggled with that over the last couple of years.
Yeah, very good pitching, but lack of offense.
1-1 to Hideki Matsui. 2-1.
Matsui signing as a free agent last year with the Angels. 145 ball games he played in his only season with the Angels. Hit .274, 21 home runs. So he is brought in to hopefully hit some home runs in an Oakland A uniform, drive in some runs. 161 career home runs for Matsui.
Out in front of the off-speed pitch, and he got a piece to spin it back to the net. 16 pitches for Baker. Leadoff man got a single, and he's gotten the next 2 batters.
Baker in his 7th season with the Twins, came up in 2005.
Got him. So Baker has a better first inning, stranding a runner after the leadoff single. 70s, sun shining. See some humidity today. The Menards batting order for the Twins: Denard Span, Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Jim Thome, Delman Young, Jason Kubel, and then Michael Cuddyer, Danny Valencia, and Alexi Casilla.
And the lineup facing Brandon McCarthy, making his second start. He's not faced the Twins. He's not started against the Twins since 2005 when he was a member of the Chicago White Sox. He spent most of the time at the major league level on the disabled list. Elbow, shoulder problems. Made the club out of spring training, signed as a minor league contract, made the club out of spring training for the A's, and put into that starting rotation.
Grounded foul, 2 strikes.
Now, Dick, I remember when Brandon McCarthy first came up with the White Sox back in 2005. They compared him a lot to Jack McDowell. Remember Jack McDowell, a tall, lanky kid that had some good years in a White Sox uniform, and then the injuries happened for Brandon McCarthy, and he's really fought back to get back to where he's at now, and that again on a major league mound.
Breaking ball down and in, 1-2.
Got good movement on a fastball. They changed his delivery around a little bit, trying to get him to stay taller and drive more toward home plate. Very good curveball. They see that last curveball that he threw, a slider and a changeup.
Bounce to the right side. Barton has a head high hop. Span retired, 1 away. And for defense for the Oakland A's, Josh Willingham in left. David DeJesus was in right field in the first 2 games. He gives way to Ryan Sweeney and takes over in center. Kuzmanov, Pennington, Ellis, and Barton around the infield. And Landon Powell making his first start behind the plate. Some thought that Joe Mauer might not catch the day game after the night game, but with the off day tomorrow, and Joe saying he feels fine, he gets the start again today and takes ball 1.
Well, plus he got all kind of awards today. You know, I mean, he's got to play
That's
on the
true.
day. He gets, Gold Glove Award and Rawlings Gold Glove Award and the silver bat.
1-1. Yeah, he's got a birthday coming up in more than a week, and if you're wondering what to get him, something non-metallic, because he got a lot of metal today. Silver Slugger, presented by Justin Morneau, and the Rawlings Gold Glove Award. Chopper hit the second. Ellis has it. And Mauer's retired, 2 down.
One thing I have seen the Oakland A's do to Joe Mauer is throwing him a lot of breaking balls. Now, he did get a curveball the other day from Anderson in the 8th inning that stayed up, and he took advantage of it. But all these Oakland A's pitchers, Anderson, Gonzalez last night, and here McCarthy, a lot of curveballs to Joe Mauer.
But see, I would say that to the whole Twins lineup. I can't remember a team relying so much on breaking stuff. We saw it both Friday night and yesterday, and so far again here today.
Well, I mean, but you're looking at 2 left-handers have very nasty stuff,
right,
in 2 youngsters in Anderson and Gonzalez that rely on that. Now, McCarthy, he's just trying to stay injury-free, so he's always had a good curveball. That's kind of his strikeout pitch along with his slider. And then the fastball, what they're trying to do is get some movement, get some ground balls on that 2-seamer.
Just off the plate, 2-1. But I think that's been the theme of the whole weekend. Fastballs out of the strike zone, and a lot of breaking stuff in the strike zone.
But you have to get ahead in the count to do that.
Splintered bat, and that ball's going to die in short right field. So Morneau gets a base hit with both the business end of the bat and the ball landing in short right field.
Well, the first inning has been a nightmare for the Twins. That's only their 2nd hit in the first inning. And both of them by Justin Morneau. Just some bad wood right there. Boy, he hit that, looked like right on the screws, but the barrel of the bat went past Barton at first base. Look at that. Some bad wood.
Well, here's Jim Thome. Morneau has the other first inning hit, and that was a little chopper to Barton here on Friday night. Chop foul, 1 strike. In moving Cuddyer into second base, that frees up right field for Jason Kubel, who's been Minnesota's best hitter so far, and then that opens up the DH spot for Jim Thome. 1 strike. So Ron Gardenhire not fooling around. He's struggling to score runs, or has seen his lineup do that. He's trying to get as much left-handed thunder in there as he can.
Yeah, these 2 guys were teammates in Chicago back in 2006, McCarthy and Jim Thome.
On the outside corner, 1-2.
McCarthy stands at 6'7", about 200 pounds.
Slashed foul. There's no.
Nice
great
grab.
catch. Man brought his glove and that saved the person in the row behind him some dental work.
Very nice.
There's nobody on the left side of the infield down the line anyway. And Tomey takes a breaking ball for ball 2.
Yeah, he's got good tight rotation on that curveball. See Kuzmanov, the third baseman, playing short.
And now 3-2. So Morneau will take off early from first, and Barton will play behind the runner.
I think what we've seen, Dick, too, in this situation, it's not here's a fastball. This is the first couple ball games. It's been a curveball or a changeup in this situation. And it was a fastball, but good location down and away.
The A's hoping that they can get from McCarthy this year what they hoped to get from Ben Sheets last year. Right-handed pitcher with a lot of history of injuries. Bounce to the right side, right into the shift in short right field. That'll end the inning. So 3 ground ball outs and a busted bat single, and we head to the second scoreless. Is brought to you by Pentair. Each team with the first inning hit. Scott Baker pitched around a leadoff single, and now he'll face Ryan Sweeney to start the Oakland second. We have played in this series 19 innings of baseball, and so far there have been 4 runs scored. Sweeney hasn't played at all. He was a regular outfielder for the A's, and then they brought in DeJesus and Willingham, and so the young player who, when healthy, had been a pretty good player for the A's, finds himself sitting on the bench a lot more than he'd like. A strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Sweeney, this is just his third official at bat. 0 for 2 so far.
And like the Oakland starting pitcher, Brandon McCarthy, a former Chicago White Sox player.
Now, Sweeney last year, 82 ball games for the A's, hit .294 with a home run and 36 runs driven in.
And Baker misses up and away. It's 3-1.
Sweeney coming over to Oakland in the Nick Swisher trade.
Foul to the screen. It's a trade the White Sox would probably like to pull back if they could. They can't, but the 1 year they got from Swisher wasn't a very good year for either Swisher or the White Sox. And the A's got Gio Gonzalez, the starter last night. The White Sox ended up not getting as much in return. It's been Kenny Williams' modus operandi, I guess. You know, you've traded some prospects and got a veteran. Just in this case, the veteran didn't pay off too well for the White Sox. A leadoff single in the first, now a leadoff walk in the second. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition.
That's one thing I think we touched on a little bit in last night's ballgame. Too many walks by a very good staff that doesn't walk a lot of guys. Baker walked 4 in his first start in New York. That's 32 walks now in 70 innings pitched for the Twins. That's too many free passes.
Here's Ellis. Sweeney, a pretty good athlete. He's a candidate to steal. Ellis takes strike 1.
Well, Mark Ellis, the veteran here for the Oakland A's in his 9th season. Career .270 hitter.
One strike to Ellis. 1-1. Sweeney with 16 career stolen bases at first. And they throw over there. We saw it in the first inning. I mean, it was a chance to score a run and strike first in the first inning. It was the right thing to do, but the A's sent Derek Barton around trying to get a run early in the ball game and getting a run with some base running, but Delman Young threw Barton out. We'll see if the A's try to send Sweeney here. Little pop fly, and Kadire with a great catch, sets and fires, and can't get enough on the throw. That's a great play by the converted right fielder.
That's kind of a broken bat. You think it's going to be a blue pit in the center field, and that's what Sweeney thought. He had to go about halfway, but Kadire just reaches out at the last second and needs all of his glove right here to get it. Wow, nice running catch, and then on the run, watch Kadire make the nice catch. See that he can maybe get Sweeney, but backpedaling, never really got anything on the throw, but a great catch by Kadire.
And now Kevin Kuzminoff. Strike 1.
Well, one guy that has had success against Scott Baker, Kevin Kuzminoff, 5 hits and 8 at bats with a home run. He has some pop. 16 home runs last year for the A's.
Swing and a foul, 2 strikes. Baker got a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. Blocked by Mauer, but Sweeney will scamper to second. So,
yeah, good reaction right there by Sweeney as a base runner. You take a couple steps and watch that ball go toward home plate. This slider right here hits the chest protector at Joe. He can't find it for a split second, but watch Sweeney right here. The little walking, and then there he goes. So good heads-up base running on the wild pitch by Baker.
Runner in scoring position, 1-2 the count to Kuzminoff. And one blocked again by Mauer. Baker trying to pitch around the leadoff walk. Kadire backhands it. Out number 2, and on the play, Sweeney goes to third. Landon Powell to the hitter. Tim Laudner, Scott Baker, a fly ball pitcher, looks like he loves to pitch in this ballpark.
And why wouldn't he, Dick and Bert? This is a big ballpark. It's obviously a pitcher's ballpark, Bert. Scott Baker feels very comfortable in here. His stats prove that he's very comfortable in here, being a somewhat of a fly ball pitcher. You know, when a guy like Michael Kadire, who is playing not his normal position, makes a play like that, Bert, as a pitcher, that has to energize you a little bit to get after that next guy and get it out and to get your team back into the dugout, doesn't it?
Oh, it really does, Tim. And, you know, talking about Scott Baker, you know, 8-3 last year here at Target Field in 15 starts. Very good, 3.86 ERA. Fly ball pitcher.
1 strike to Powell. Doinked foul, and Valencia watches it drift back into the seats. 2 strikes.
Kirk Suzuki played the first 2 ball games. Landon Powell getting a chance to play here. He's only had 1 official at bat, and it was a base hit this year. Powell, a switch hitting catcher.
2 strikes to Powell. Time call. Fastball up and away. 35 pitches for Baker, 22 strikes. A high fly to right. Kubel going back.
And that's what Timmy was talking about right there.
A leadoff walk. Baker pitches around it with a little help from his new second baseman.
Down the right field line with one of the best stories we've heard at Target Field. This is Roger and Deb Cretman. Some people get beer, peanuts, and a hot dog between innings. These guys surprised their friends and families by getting married. They bought 2 suites, surprised everybody with a wedding. Turn around real quick, show everybody. Bride and groom 2011 is how they did it. This was a long process. Roger, how did you pull this off?
Well, we went ahead and bought 2 suites, and we just told our friends that it was a surprise gift for my wife. And we invited them all here, and when they got, we just told them we're getting married.
So Dick and Bert, right between innings, they called everybody together. Out comes a guy to marry him. They have the wedding. They all start going crazy up here. One of the best things we've seen here at Target Field so far. A surprise wedding that they pulled on their family.
That's awesome. Congratulations to the couple.
Very, very nice. 1-1 to Delman Young, leading off the Twins' second inning. Bounced up the line, foul to third base coach Steve Little. Young had such a sizzling hot spring training and just hasn't made solid contact yet in the first week and a half of regular season play. Down and away, 2-2. It'll be Young, Kubel, and Kadire here in the Twins' second. Breaking ball got him. One away.
Well, there's that good curveball right there for his first strikeout.
Wolves Weekly is your all-access pass to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This week, Wolves players look to the future to improve their games. You can review the season's top plays and take a look at the first NBA season for rookies Wes Johnson and Lazar Hayward. This and more on Wolves Weekly Monday at 8, only on Fox Sports North. Strike one. Jason Kubel with 7 singles and a double on the season. Pulled foul. I don't know if this makes any sense, and this is the untrained eye up here, but it almost seems like some of these Twins batters are struggling to the point where they're searching for the baseball in their swings. They're just swing and a miss, and Kubel's gone on 3 pitches.
Well, Dick, I think that happens when, you know, the whole team is struggling a little bit. Everybody's saying, you know, I'm going to be the guy that get us out of this. And then, you know, I mean, Michael Kadire even touched on it. I know Ron Coomer last night was talking about Kadire, about just kind of feeling for the ball. That's a good breaking ball right there, and McCarthy picks up the second straight strikeout. So, yeah, when you're struggling, everybody tries to do a little bit too much. And I'm sure that's what Joe Vavra is saying. Hey, just relax, you know, just look for the ball. Coomer said last night, look for the fastball. Don't miss it if you get it, because you'll put yourself, you know, in a bigger hole. Like that.
1-1.
See the sink right there, and that's one thing that they've really worked with Brandon McCarthy on. Get some ground ball outs. He's been able to do that in the first inning. All 3 outs were on ground ball outs.
Chopper to the left side. Kuzmanov has to charge and fire on the run. Kadire is retired, and McCarthy has a 1-2-3 second inning. Day. That's the Hiawatha Line light rail running from downtown Minneapolis to the Mall of America. The first light rail line in Minnesota starting operation in July of 2004. 12 miles long, 17 stations between downtown Minneapolis and the airport and Mall of America. Cliff Pennington will lead things off for the A's in the third inning.
Yeah, take the bunt away from Pennington. Valencia and Morneau, even with the bag, maybe in the infield. Pennington, good speed.
2-0. Baker has allowed the leadoff man to reach in each of the first 2 innings. He'd like to get Pennington and spend the entire inning from the full windup. There's a fastball and a strike. 2-1. In his first start against the Yankees, Baker gave up a 2-run homer in the first, 2-run homer in the second. Then he settled down. Another strike, and it's 2-2.
Well, you mentioned Baker mentioning that, you know, with the surgery that he had, just some loose chips or whatever it was in his elbow that was fixed. You know, he says it takes him a little bit longer, so I'm sure the routine going down to the bullpen to warm up for a ball game is a little bit earlier. Normally it takes about 15 minutes for a starter to hit the mound out there, and between 10 and 15 minutes. And I'm sure Baker is going out earlier now, maybe 5 or 10 minutes earlier, make sure he's good and loose. Perry Castellano, the physical fitness guy, does a great program of loosening these guys up. And that's something he just has to go through.
Well, that's the thing. If you recognize that something is the case, then address it.
Right.
And then don't fall behind 4-0 after 2 innings.
Well, remember Brad Radke went through that. The first inning was always so difficult, and I know throughout my career I went through the same thing. Good fastball right there. Baker picks up his 3rd strikeout. So Baker picking up his 3rd strikeout, and fans go to foxsportsnorth.com as you look at the strikeout and click on the Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game and have a chance to visit us up here in the booth. There you go. You are hereby circled.
You know,
we'll reveal 2 of the sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportsnorth.com and the other on kfan.com.
You know, and I was concerned about how the booth would look after a winter of being idle. You know, at the Metrodome, we would use the booth, and then in the wintertime there'd be somebody in there for the football season, so at least the place was occupied. You know, this place was left pretty much empty, and I was concerned about how we might find it here, but other than a few cables laying around on the floor, it's tidy. It's okay.
Yeah, other than Jim and
that's
Tony and
personnel.
John and
we can't do anything about that. We're not hiring the crew. We can't do anything about that.
No.
1-1.
Wish we could, but we can't.
But you know, I mean, the place looks all right, don't you think?
Yeah. It's clean.
We need some artwork in here, though.
We need a picture back here, right above the FS North.
Yeah. Okay.
You have pictures at home you want to bring?
Yeah, I do. Look at the back wall, the tapestry I had in college of the dogs playing poker. Something to kind of make it more homey, you know. 3-1, another 3-ball count to DeJesus, who started the ball game with a single.
What a beautiful view we have here, Dick. Unbelievable.
Popped up. Casilla retreats to short left, turns around one way or the other, and now Delman Young calls him off. That's how that's supposed to work.
Yep, exactly. You go back like that, and Casilla, he's gonna, he's gonna try to catch the ball until he hears something, and that at the last second, Delman Young, I'm sure, let him know, here I come. It's mine.
2 down. Here's Derek Barton. Barton hit a hot smash to the opposite field. It hit Valencia's glove, bounced out. They were able to get a force play at second, but unable to get the double play. No harm done. Baker struck out the next 2 batters and held the A's off the scoreboard. At the knees, a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, good fastball right there at 91. 50 pitches so far for Baker. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Has given up only 1 hit, and that was a leadoff single by DeJesus to start off the ball game.
2-1.
Baker in his start against the Yankees worked 6 innings. He threw 96 pitches in that outing. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, allowed only 5 hits, but 2 of them left the ballpark.
And he hooks a base hit into right field with 2 out in the 3rd. And that'll bring up Josh Willingham. Willingham called out on strikes in the 1st inning. Baker had a couple of leadoff men reach, and now he'll try to get Willingham and strand Barton at first base. A towering pop-up. Kadire in short right field. Ends the inning. So Baker with another scoreless inning, and we have no score after 2.5. In the 3rd, Danny Valencia will lead things off. And the first pitch driven to center, and the Twins get a leadoff single. 2nd hit of the ball game for the Twins. The other a 2-out single by Morneau.
Well, Valencia, I'm sure, watching the first couple innings and seeing that McCarthy is going to attack the strike zone. A couple strikeouts, no walks. Jumps on that first fastball and gets the Twins' 2nd hit.
And now an interesting call perhaps here for Ron Gardenhire. Alexi Casilla struggled at the plate. They think he's swinging the bat better from the left side of the plate, but this might be a sacrifice situation given how both teams have struggled to score runs.
Exactly.
There's a bunt up the line, and McCarthy barehands it and flips, and Casilla on the first pitch gets the job done.
Yeah, good call right there. Almost an obvious call. The A's were looking for the bunt. Kuzminoff was coming in at 3rd base. Of course, Barton has to hold Valencia on, so Casilla just drops the ball down toward first base. McCarthy barehands it and gets the out.
And that's how you're supposed to do it, too.
Right.
He squared and held the bat and watched the pitch come in and strike the bat.
Yeah, I mean, kids, you know, this is kids' day, and that's the way you bunt the ball right there. Get out there, let the bat just kind of die in your hand, and take the ball with you for the sacrifice.
Span will try to get Valencia in. Down and in, ball 1. And on a personal note, something for Casilla to feel good about. He really was frustrated after the game last night. His throwing error cost the Twins the run in the ball game. Had a difficult at bat after a couple of singles, and the A's were going to concede a run, and he hit it right back to the pitcher. 1-0 to Span. Span hit a ground ball to Barton to start the ball game for the Twins.
Span leading the club with 4 runs driven in. Let's see if he can add to that total.
Grounded to short. Valencia will advance. Pennington thought about throwing to third, but a good read by Valencia, and he took off.
I think he had a little trouble getting that ball out of his glove, but up here in the booth we have Tom and Tom, and I know it's Kids Day. It's not Tom and Jerry. Tom and Tom. How about a great sign? I know, Tom, that your mother fought with Parkinson's, and we have the Parkinson's Walk coming on May 14th. So if you want to participate with my wife Gail and so many people that donate so much money for Parkinson's, something very close to me, you go to www.parkinsonsmn.org and find out about the walk and come out and have fun with us. Guys, welcome to the booth. You're on our lucky section here today.
And Joe Mauer taking a strike.
I think Pennington had a little trouble getting, throwing that ball to third. Valencia, that's not the play you want to do on that in that situation. But Twins got away with it, really.
Pitch in the dirt smothered by Powell, 1-1.
And what I mean by that, the ball was in front of Danny Valencia when he was at second base. If the ball's behind him as a runner, then you go. But that ball's in front of him. Pennington had a little trouble getting it, and Valencia was safe at third.
Another 2-hopper to the right side. Bauer is retired, and Valencia left at third. We have played 21 innings in this series with only 4 runs having scored. And by AT&T. You can get involved in our broadcast this afternoon. Let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. And with so much pitching featured in this series, I guess no surprise that the Twins starting pitcher is the top vote getter. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234-234. And Hideki Matsui takes strike 1. Middle of the Oakland lineup, Matsui, Sweeney, and Ellis facing Baker here in the 4th. 1-1. Matsui struck out on a high fastball. The Twins have attacked him up there in this series. That's hit a long way to right field. And gone off the facing of the upper deck. Matsui caught up with one. A solo home run to make it 1-0.
That looked like a changeup right there that stayed up, and Matsui hitting his first home run as an Oakland A. Puts the A's up 1-0. His 162nd career home run. Again, up in the zone. And Matsui getting good wood on this ball, showing off his strength.
Hasn't proven to be able to catch up with a high fastball, but he caught up with a high changeup. And just like that, it's 1-0. Here's Ryan Sweeney. And a strike. Sweeney walked, leading off the second, got as far as third base. And there's the outside corner called, and it's 0-2. They measure the home run at 398 feet. First home run of this series for either team. The Twins have now hit 2 and given up a dozen.
And for the Oakland A's, they came in tied with the Twins for least amount of home runs in the American League. At 2.
Check swing. Did he go? Strike 3. Sweeney is gone on a check swing, 1 away.
Strikeout number 4 for Baker on a breaking ball down and in.
Somewhere in the crowd of 40,000 people is Robbie Ince-McCaskey.
Yeah, I'm hanging out in center field. I got a bunch of kids here every Sunday, a Kids Day broadcast here on Fox Sports North. A bunch of kids right here. You guys having fun? Yeah! They're having a blast here. I got 10-year-old Aries here. His baseball is his favorite sport. Aries, why is baseball your favorite sport?
Because it's fun. I work hard at it every single year. And then I just love it.
You just love it. And you turned an unassisted triple play playing shortstop, and you're going to keep playing the game of baseball?
Yeah.
There you go, Dick and Bert. These kids are having a blast. Make sure you watch every Sunday home game for Kids Day on Fox Sports North, Dick and Bert.
Wow, unassisted triple play. That's awesome.
1-1 to Mark Ellis.
I think what he said right there, Dick, it's fun.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about baseball. It's just fun. Don't have to be, it doesn't matter size-wise.
Backing out of play. Or for that matter, how many guys you got. People think, well, you got to have 18 guys to play a ball game. I grew up in a really small town in western Minnesota. If we had 6 guys, we played a game. We improvised.
I just used, you know what, a lot of times my buddies were gone or, you know, whatever. I just throw against the wall. I just throw that ball against the wall and make up my own games. Nobody else wanted to play with me.
You do play-by-play? Did you?
Well, I used to play with my sisters out on the street, and then when they said they had to leave, I just threw a baseball at them, and they didn't want to play with me anymore.
2-2. Driven to right field. Kubel rushing in, making the catch of the line drive, out number 2. The season ticket limit of 25,000 has been reached for the second straight year. You can, however, step into the on-deck circle and get exclusive benefits. Call 800-33-TWINS this afternoon. Talk to a representative to get all the important details. And you can also learn more about the on-deck circle at twinsbaseball.com. 2 gone in the 4th. Here's Kevin Kuzminoff. Swing and a miss.
I think what we've seen so far in the first 2 ball games and here, it's the pitcher that makes one mistake that could cost you a ball game. And Baker left a pitch up to Matsui, and it's a 1-0 deficit now for the Twins. And you hope that you know, it doesn't come back and haunt you.
Bouncer to short. Casilla sets and fires, and there's a strong throw across. Last night, of course, the sinker that kind of ate up Morneau and was not the third out. A 1-0 lead, but now the window of opportunity. You look at Morneau, Thome, Young, Kubel, Kadir, all capable, you'd think, of hitting 30 home runs a year, and none of the 5 has a home run yet. Morneau with a swing and a miss, 1 strike. Morneau shattered his bat but dropped a single into right field with 2 out in the first. 2 strikes.
Well, McCarthy right now 41 pitches. You know, in his first start, he pitched against the Blue Jays. He worked 8 innings. He ended up throwing only 89 pitches in 8 innings, and he's doing that again this afternoon.
A chip shot to left, and Morneau's 2 for 2. Down and in, and with 2 strikes, Morneau just flipped it into left field for a leadoff single.
Hey, Tim Laudner down there, you know, McCarthy so far 3 innings. He's got 2 strikeouts, 7 ground ball outs. He's keeping the ball down nicely.
Absolutely, Bert. What's indicative of the Twins hitters are those ground ball outs when you're trying to do too much, when you're pulling off the ball instead of staying on it. The best at bat so far, Danny Valencia, kept his shoulders square to the hitting zone and hit the ball to the opposite field. Right up the middle, a little bit towards right center, but keeping your shoulders square and staying on the ball instead of pulling off is what's going to get these Twins hitters out of this semi-slump that they're in right now.
1-0 to Thome, and he takes ball 2.
Hey, Timmy, is there anything that, you know, I mean, as a hitter yourself, you know, you go through these little spurts, and it just so happens it's the first 8 ball games for the Twins. Do you put a little added pressure on yourself?
Well, of course, every athlete wants to do the best that they possibly can, and every athlete is trying to go 100 110%, and the hardest thing to do as an athlete is to back off and relax a little bit because you think you're not doing your best. They're giving your best or giving your all, and everybody wants to do their best, so the natural tendency is to keep that gas pedal pressed all the way to the floorboard.
Well, another ground ball out right there off the bat of Jim Thome with the shift. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And there's 2 quick outs. So all the outs recorded other than those 2 strikeouts have been on ground balls, and there's another one.
Wow, 2 strikeouts and 10 ground ball outs for McCarthy in a 1-0 Oakland lead after 4. Kids Day at Target Field and Kids Day in our broadcast as well. 1-0 the score. Tim Laudner, Robbie Smikowski, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer. And Landon Powell leading off the Oakland 5th. And the first pitch pushed through the hole to right field, a leadoff single. The leadoff man has reached or scored in 4 of the 5 innings.
Yeah, breaking ball left up right there, and Powell jumping on that first pitch gets his first hit, the 4th for the A's.
All right, give me a theory we haven't heard as to why this Twins lineup is struggling so much. I mean, we're talking about a lineup that has not one but 2 former league MVPs. A guy who's a 3-time batting champion, a guy who had a breakout year last year in Delman Young. Kanayer, a player who in 1 year has scored 100 runs. And
see if Pennington's asked to bunt right here. But you know what, Dick, you just go through. It's a roller coaster season. You just don't like to start with that roller coaster on the bottom. You know, it's got to have a slow ride to get up. A lot of things go, you know, I just think they are pitching Mauer, I mean, extremely well so far in the 2+ games. Throwing him a lot of breaking balls. It's not just Joe. Joe got the game-winning, you know, RBI the other night. But I think just the A's pitching staff has been outstanding. Now, it started in Toronto. Ricky Romero pitched a great ball game. Kyle Drabek allowed only 1 hit in game 2. And it's just kind of mushroomed into a lack of offensive type ball club right now. All it takes is maybe 1 good inning, just a breakout, and then everybody relaxes, and there we go.
1-1 to the number 9 batter, and Baker with a throw to first.
And you hope that happens, you know, in the next 3 or 4 innings. And as a pitcher, when your offense isn't scoring any runs, you cannot afford a crooked number on the board. Okay, Baker's down 1-0. Leave it at that. He did that in New York, gave the club a chance to get back into the game, and the Twins almost did. They had a chance to win that ball game in New York with Baker on the mound. He put 4 zeros on from the 3rd inning to the 6th, but the Twins ended up losing 4-3.
It's the source, I think, of both consolation and frustration. The Twins haven't hit a lick. They've had 6 straight 1-run ball games. They've won half of them. So you go, well, hey, we haven't hit anything, and we won 3 of the last 6 games. But on the other hand, the pitching has been good enough. If you'd hit a little bit more, you could have a 6-game winning streak.
Right.
Swing and a miss, and Baker gets a strikeout.
That's a great part of this game of baseball, isn't it? Baker picking up strikeout number 5 in the ball game, getting Pennington for the 2nd straight time. Fastball. Pennington swinging right through it.
David DeJesus will hit. Sanford Health injury report. More injury issues for Scott Kazmir of the Angels. The Angels off to a slow start. They've had a hard time scoring runs too.
He's had a tough time staying healthy. Scott Kazmir.
Strike 1 on the inside corner. I saw where the New York Yankees, of all people, signed Carlos Silva to a minor league contract after his release from the Cubs.
Now, you know what? I mean, I believe he signed with somebody else and they let him go. It's Carlos Silva, or I'm thinking of somebody else. But was that the first club that
the Cubs had him, and they wanted to send him down, and he said no way, and they released him.
Right. Well, he's getting paid $11 million, and the Yankees saying, hey, you know, we have to just pay him minimum, let the Cubs pay his salary, and hopefully he can find himself and come up and help us win. Not a bad gamble by the Yankees.
1-1 to DeJesus.
They have Mark Pryor down in the minor leagues, hoping he can get healthy again.
Two and 1. DeJesus singled, was forced at second base in the first inning, and then hit a fly ball to Delman Young in short left field in the third.
Yeah, that single in his first at bat. Again, a 25-game hitting streak against the Twins. Of course, in his first year with Oakland, a lot of those hits coming when he was with the Royals.
Just off the plate with 3-1. As we said last night, at least I was always impressed in DeJesus. Seemed to be a pretty good player on a bad team. And now the A's are hoping he'll be a good player on a good team.
He's not a home run hitter. He's a slap type hitter. His goal is to get on base and score some runs.
And he draws a walk, and for the first time in the ball game for either team, there are 2 runners on base in an inning. First and second, 1 away. You can click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsNorth.com homepage and win unbelievable prizes, from team merchandise and game tickets to unique fan experiences, tech toys, and more. If you're not a member, you can join. It's fast, it's free. It's at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com. Derek Barton singled his last time up, 1 for 2. Baker has gotten some ground balls hit today. 3 ground ball outs. You'd like to have one hit at somebody and see if the Twins could turn a double play. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, usually get ground ball outs, Dick. For Baker, it's not really off the fastball. You know, if he can keep the ball down, he does have a little, from time to time, a little run, but his fastball is more of a 4-seam fastball. That's why there's so many fly balls off of Baker. He'll get ground balls on that curveball or slider if he can keep it down about knee high.
Just missed the outside corner, 1-1. 80 pitches now for Baker. Trying to get the 14th out. Off the handle of the bat, foul, 1-2.
You know, when I'm talking 4-seam fastball, Dick, I'm talking about, okay, look at the baseball right there. You see the lettering of the official Major League Baseball. That is a 4-seam fastball right there. A 2-seamer, you just move your fingers over, and then you're adding more seams on your finger. Put a little more pressure on that one, and that ball automatically will tail down and away. Baker has that pitch. He's just more of a 4-seam type pitcher. Not a lot of sink on his fastballs like that.
Foul. And it's called 4 seams because when you grip it the way you did and you release it, 4 seams cut through the air on its way to home plate rather than 2.
Right. The 4-seam fastball again is like this, so when you release that ball, it pretty much stays straight. You utilize these 2 seams right here. A 2-seamer, you can put pressure on this finger, and then create that little bit of sink that does that right there. So that's the difference between a 2-seam fastball and a 4-seam fastball.
1-2 to Derek Barton. Hook foul now.
Now I know that this is kids' day, and you know, as a youngster, I'm an opponent of no curveballs till you're about 14 or 15 years old. And that's why, you know, the 4-seam fastball, a lot of kids don't have the hand size yet. So add a finger to where you can control that fastball. Go 3-finger fastball for little kids. Don't try to hold a baseball, a normal sized baseball with 2 fingers. You have no grip on it. But to go 3 fingers and throw a fastball, and then maybe 4 fingers and learn to change it. Stay away from the curveball till you're 13, 14, sometimes 15 years old. Depend on your arm and your development.
1-2 to Barton. Baker's picked up a few strikeouts here today. He'd love to get one here. Total of 5 strikeouts so far. A's threatening to expand a 1-0 lead. And another foul. Barton hanging tough.
Hey, now, Dick, one more thing for young kids. When you're talking curveball, they say, well, why not throw a curveball? You see the Little League World Series, you see all these little kids that are throwing the curveball because your elbow is still growing. It's still developing. And to throw a curveball, you put a lot of torque. I mean, just go your thumb to your little finger, go down, and you can feel, put your left hand on your elbow, and you can feel, you know, the muscles pulling right there. And that's why you stay away from that curveball. Fastball, it's stretch. It's like a rubber band expanding.
Changeup just off the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Three for 20, and the Twins have only had a runner in scoring position 9 times. A spot here for Barton, though. 2-2, and another foul. Well, Baker's seen his pitch count run up now to the mid-80s, and he's still hoping to get 2 outs on 1 pitch if he can get Barton to bounce it into the ground somehow.
2 different type of pitchers here this afternoon. A fastball, 4-seam type fastball pitcher in Baker, and then McCarthy. He's thrown 46 pitches in 4 innings because he's been able to get the ground ball outs. And Baker, you know, like he has in his past, will throw a lot of pitches in a short amount of time because there are so many foul balls off of him because of the high fastball.
Driven to right. Kubel is there. The runner at second took off. They'll throw behind Powell and double him off. Have no idea what Powell was thinking. He turned his back to the play and ran towards third and ran into a double play.
Vapor lock.
So a single, a walk, and a missed chance for the A's in the fifth.
Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle, and I've got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Tad here from Coon Rapids. And with today being Kids Day at Fox Sports North and here at Target Field, Tad made this sign, Bert, with his two daughters, Emily and Anna. They dare you to circle them. Tad, how are your kids enjoying Kids Day?
Oh, they're loving it, having a blast.
Having a blast. And the cool thing, we're sitting in left field under the big scoreboard. You can see the brand new one in right field. How do you like that?
It's looking great, even with a little bit of sun in our eyes, we can see it perfectly.
One of the great new enhancements, guys, here at Target Field for 2011.
Yeah, don't dare me to do anything. You are hereby circled.
1-1 to Jason Kubel. He'll be followed by Michael Kadire and Danny Valencia, facing Brandon McCarthy, who has followed suit. Gio Gonzalez last night didn't give the Twins much to hit. They haven't had done much against any of the pitchers that they faced. High fly to center. Retreating is DeJesus, still going back, the wind carrying it to the warning track. A one-hop ground rule double on a ball that must have been pushed out by the wind.
You know, and here at Target Field, even though the flags are blowing in all kind of directions, you know, the U.S. flag from right field kind of blowing in, and that ball just got in the air and just took off. Reported 18-mile-an-hour breeze out there to left field. Kubel hits his ball high. DeJesus thinks he's under it. And all of a sudden, hey, wait, this ball just keeps going, and then bounces over the center field fence for a ground rule double.
Here's Michael Kadire. And inside a ball. I mean, at first DeJesus thought it was hit right at him. He ended up sprinting 50 feet and still didn't get there. Big chance for the Twins here with a ground rule double and Kadire at the plate. Nobody out. To left. And caught by Willingham. So a fly ball that carried fairly deeply. And now a liner off the bat of Kadire, and the Twins are at least making solid contact here against McCarthy. AT&T trivia question. Who were the 3 20-game winners for Oakland in 1973? One's in the Hall of Fame, I think.
Yes.
And here's Danny Valencia, and the Twins can ill afford to not score after this leadoff double. Valencia got a sharp single to center, and he takes strike one.
Boy, they had a great pitching staff way back when, too, in the early 70s. Vida Blue, Ken Holzman, Blue Moon Odom, Catfish Hunter.
The Hall of Fame closer, Raleigh Fingers. Breaking pitch, 0-2 to Valencia. Valencia with the sharp single to center, and he ended up being left at third base. Poke to right and down for a hit. Kubel around third. He'll be held. And Valencia now is going to get hung up between first and second. Valencia rounded the bag and was hung out to dry between first and second, so he gets a base hit. But a base running mistake is the second out of the inning.
We saw Landon Powell make a base running mistake the top of the inning, and right here, nice piece of hitting right there. A fastball inside out swing, but you have to know who's at second, and that's Jason Kubel. Sweeney charging the ball nicely, and then hits the cutoff man, and then Danny Valencia the second out.
Well, now a big at bat for Casilla. The Twins have the tying run at third, but now two are out. Fouled into the seats. You know, that's such a critical out. If there's only one out, runners at first and third, the A's might very well line up their infield to try for a double play and allow the Twins to maybe get that run on a ground ball.
Yeah, when you're, not scoring runs, Dick, things like that are just magnified. I mean, you're just saying, oh my goodness, what a bad mistake. If it's an 8-1 ball game, they go, okay, he made a mistake. Well, but when you're not scoring runs, it's big.
1-1 to Casilla. He takes low, 2-1. Well, we'll see if the Twins shortstop can pick up not only his third baseman, but the whole team with a 2-out hit.
Yeah, that fly ball out by Kadire, the first out. That's the first fly ball out off of McCarthy.
All three balls put in play here in the fifth inning have been hit to the outfield. Pounded foul, 2-2. And again, Casilla in his first plate appearance was asked to simply advance the runner to second, and he dropped down a sacrifice. Got him. Bent a breaking ball over the outside corner. The Twins get 2 hits in the inning, but a base running mistake, a glaring one, and the Twins come up empty in the fifth.
Highs in the mid to upper 60s. By game time at 7, plenty of sunshine still, nice and mild. Temperatures falling through the lower 60s.
We go to the 6th inning. We mentioned earlier it kind of feels like a summer day here today. The best sign of spring that I've seen so far came this morning, and I thought of you.
Why?
I walked to the end of my driveway to get my Sunday morning newspaper, and it had rained overnight, and there were night crawlers all over the driveway. And really? I picked up a dozen or so and put them in my night crawler box, to not to feed you, just to keep for the fishing opener.
Didn't bring any in.
I didn't bring any in. Fouled back.
Well, if people don't remember, we had that little bet a couple of years ago. Was it 2 or 3 now? But I ate those night crawlers, 2 of them, and
cost me $100 a pop.
Oh yeah, well, we raised over $15,000 for Parkinson's. So,
but I was surprised the night crawlers were there. I thought the ground was still frozen enough to where they wouldn't be doing whatever they do on a rainy night to get exposure to air.
Maybe they just wanted to be your friend.
I'll take them wherever I can get them. 1-2 to the leadoff man, Josh Willingham, here in the 6th. Breaking ball missing, and it's 2-2.
Well, Baker's pitch count now at 91 pitches, 57 for strikes, 2 walks in a ball game, 5 strikeouts. Jeff Manship starting to loosen up, so this may be Baker's last inning.
Fouled away into the seats.
I'm going to say it from time to time. I just see Scott Baker. He's up in the strike zone, up in the strike zone. Even though, you know, here today he's only given up 4 hits, 1 a home run, the only run of the ball game. It's just that I don't see him trying to get that ball down consistently, the fastball. Why? Because he has a tendency to rush a little bit and not allow his arm to catch up to his body and create that good downward plane.
2-2 to Willingham, then Matsui and Sweeney. There's a deep drive to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's fair.
Another high fastball.
2-0.
So I make my point right there. You can get away with a high fastball maybe for 3 or 4 innings, but later in the ball game you start leaving that fastball up. It's not 93, 94 anymore. It's 90, 91. And these hitters are going to be looking high fastball, and they're going to do exactly what Willingham did right there. He hits his 3rd home run of the year for the Oakland A's. And that's a blast.
So 2-0. Baker has given up now 4 home runs in his 2 starts. And both home runs here today, leading off an inning. Matsui hit one leading off the 4th inning. And he takes outside a ball.
And I'm not getting on Baker, Dick, believe me, because I gave up 430 home runs in my career. But you have to make the adjustment, and you can't continue, especially late in a ball game, pitch right there.
There's 92 and a little bit above the belt, and Matsui fouled it back.
Right, but it's still it's a hittable pitch that a hitter, and I know Tim Laudner, if he's down there, it's a ball you can see the whole way rather than the top half of the ball if you keep the ball down. Tim's not down there right now, but we will. He's getting ready for the post-game show. But you talk to hitters, it's tough to see that ball when it's down in the strike zone.
But there is this. It seems to me that the Twins throughout this series are trying to attack Matsui specifically with pitches above the belt, fastballs above the belt. He doesn't, at least so far, I don't think he's proven that he can catch up with one of those. There's a changeup spanked up the middle. So Matsui reaches, and the 6th inning starts with a pair of hits and at least one more Oakland run. You can get into the game on Fox Sports North and talk baseball. Submit your question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Mark Welly of St. Cloud wondering whether you and I, remember our first major league game we went to as a kid.
I do. I was the LA Dodgers against the San Francisco Giants. Sandy Koufax against Juan Marichal. Koufax beat him 1-0. I sat up in the nosebleed section way down the left field line. How about yourself?
Twins and Boston Red Sox. I had the almost a cliche, the breathtaking experience of seeing the field for the first time, the bright green grass. And I sat down along the third base side with my mom, my dad, my sister, and the Twins beat the Red Sox 12-5.
Very nice.
That's to the left field corner, and that's down for a hit. So the 6th inning starts with 3 hits. A fan touches the ball. So there'll be runners now at second and third, but nobody out. And the A's with a great chance here to break the game open against Scott Baker.
You know, now that we answered that, Dick, I want to go back to Scott Baker about Matsui. You said it looks like the Twins are trying to pitch him up, but he hits a changeup for a home run, and then the breaking ball he hits for the base hit. And right here, another pitch up. And, you know, Sweeney right there just takes it the other way.
There will be a pitching change with the A's in front 2-0.
Scott Baker, his day is done. 5+ innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 99 pitches. Too many pitches in 5+ innings for Baker. Jeff Manship making his 3rd relief appearance.
And he'll face Mark Ellis. Twins will bring the corner infielders up. Middle infielders playing up as far as I think they need to. With Matsui at third, he doesn't run well, so the Twins don't need to have the infielders up on the edge of the grass or anything like that. Ellis 0 for 2, a pop up to second and a line drive to Kubel and right. So Manship asked to pull the Twins out of a mess here in the 6th. There's a high fastball, ball 1. Pitch up, and Ellis fouled it straight back.
Manship, if he can get that ball down, he'll get some ground ball outs. Pretty good curveball. It's in a slider and a changeup.
One and one. That pitch left up high. Alex Burnett came into a ball game last night for the first time this year and had a tough time throwing strikes. Walked the only man he faced. Manship asked here to pitch through the 6th inning. Facing Ellis, Kuzminoff, and Powell. And he missed the outside corner, 3-1.
Now, good breaking ball right there. Just missing.
First base is open, but at some point the Twins need to start getting some outs here in the 6th. Kuzminoff on deck.
Ellis, I'm sure, looking fastball right here. See if Manship, who has a tendency to pitch backwards a little bit, see what he throws here. A high fastball.
So he walks the first man he faces. And Kuzminoff will come up with the bases full and nobody out.
Yeah, Manship last appeared for the Twins on Thursday, the day game in New York. He worked 1+ innings. Gave up a hit, no runs.
So Kuzminoff will hit the infielders in the same positions. Let's see if the Twins, if they get a ground ball, where the play is here. Popped up, back, and out of play. Well, it would appear that if it's hit to Kessier or Kadier, they're going to go the conventional double play route because they're not in on the edge of the grass here. Twins already down 2-0.
Ball hit back to Manship. He will go home to Joe Mauer.
Or to the corner infielders, you'd think. Just off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, if the ball's hit to Valencia and Morneau, I'm sure they'll go home with it.
One and one to Kevin Kuzminoff. High fly to center. Front runner will tag. Sweeney will advance, and the throw comes to second base.
Where it should be, yeah.
Ellis was ready to advance to second if Span's throw had gone anywhere else. A sacrifice fly, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, that's all you can do as an outfielder right there. Matsui scoring the 3rd run of the ball game. Bernard Span gets the out on the catch, but then throw it to second base because it keeps the double play in order. So Kuzminoff picks up his 2nd RBI of the year on the sacrifice fly.
Here's Landon Powell, and now's a time for Manship to induce that ground ball hit at somebody. That's a deep drive to the gap in right center field. Off the base of the wall, 1 run's going to score. Ellis will be held at 3rd. And so on the first pitch, Powell drives a double to the fence in right center, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, Powell picking up his 3rd hit of the season in 4 at-bats. First extra base hit for Powell. He drives in his first run, and it's a 4-0 A's lead.
Well, it's like the Twins haven't changed pitchers at all. Manship throwing the ball right where Baker threw it.
Yeah, about belt high, and that's what's going to happen.
So another pitching change here with the A's leading 4-0.
Now pitching for the Twins, number 15, Glenn Perkins.
1/3 of an inning. He came in the 7th inning and gave up a hit, a walk with a strikeout through 15 pitches last night. 8 for strikes, making his 4th appearance overall.
Twins bring the infield in now with Pennington at the plate. Pennington, a switch hitter. 2 for 4 is a right-handed batter. Twins had no choice to bring Perkins in. Manship was struggling. Walked the first man he faced. Gave up a sacrifice fly and an RBI double. Scott Baker's log complete. 4 earned runs in 5 innings plus. Swing and a miss. Pennington has struggled to make contact today as a left-handed batter. Baker struck him out twice. Popped up short center. Ellis setting up for a tag. Span's going to air out a throw. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's an attempted cutoff by Morneau. He was unable to glove it cleanly, but I think Ellis was going to score anyway. It's another sacrifice fly and a 5-0 lead.
Well, the throw was offline a little bit, and that's why Justin Morneau cut it off. You know, he will line up as a first baseman between Denard Span, where he catches the ball, and home plate. And if that ball is like it was to his left, he's got to try to cut that ball off. Watch Justin right there. He lines himself up between Span and Joe Mauer, and then the throw, you can see where it was going to go. If he doesn't cut that ball off or slow it down, it's going to be, you know, back over by the on-deck circle of the Oakland A's.
Just the way Morneau reacted late to it, and then you saw Span's reaction. It's almost like the ball, the throw sailed on Span and cut way over to the right, to his right. 1 strike to DeJesus. It's a 4-run 6th inning and a 5-0 lead for the A's. Bouncer toward Kadire. And that ends a long inning that saw the Twins use 3 pitchers. Perkins finally gets the 3 outs, but the A's score 4 more runs.
Among the honored guests today at Target Field, the NCAA hockey champion Duluth Bulldogs holding the trophy here at Target Field. Hoagie, the trainer, threw out the first pitch today. Scott Sandlin, the head coach, and Kyle Schmidt. Dick and Bert scored the game-winning goal in overtime. Kyle, what was that moment like for you scoring that game winner?
Obviously it was unbelievable. It's a great moment for this program, our team, the players, the staff, and all the fans up in Duluth and all across Minnesota. And, you know, we're just blessed to be able to bring this trophy back up to Duluth for the first time ever and back to Minnesota.
Scott, what's it like for you just coaching national champion?
Well, I'm really proud of our guys. Certainly it was a great group to work with all year, and they're very deserving of this. So it'll be a fun trip home.
Guys, congratulations. They're going to be honored at the Minnesota Wild game tonight. You'll see that on Fox Sports North as well. A great day, guys, celebrating the championship of the Duluth Bulldogs.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes, Bulldogs go. Very nice. Congratulations to you.
Span pulls it foul, the 2-strike pitch. Big thrill for the hockey players and the coaching staff to take the field. Got to meet Joe Mauer. Joe's winter sport. Joe's winter sport, of course, was basketball, but he's a hockey fan too, and it's a very nice trophy that'll be heading up Interstate 35.
What a great thing those young men did for the school. Unbelievable.
Breaking ball, tap foul. Span stays alive. So now McCarthy staked to a 5-0 lead. And the Twins lineup will get its third look at him. Span is 0 for 2. And like so many Twins hitters, he's beaten the ball into the ground twice.
Yeah, 10 ground ball outs by the Twins offense, 1 fly ball out. McCarthy no walks in a ball game with 3 strikeouts.
Twins had a great chance to tie the game up in the 5th or go ahead, and they did neither. And now find themselves down 5-0. And Span waiting on that breaking pitch and tapping it foul.
Oh, we saw it from Gio Gonzalez last night. Good curveball as a left-handed pitcher, and he changed speeds well with it, and that's really what McCarthy's done here this afternoon. Not only a good sinking fastball, but the big curveball, not always the same speed. That another breaking ball gets a ground ball.
Another roller to the right side, 1 down. AT&T trivia. With the A's having so many good young pitchers now, back in the early 70s. Catfish Hunter, Vida Blue, and the third one was
Ken Holtzman.
Kenny Holtzman. Okay.
Well, Ken Holtzman is a left-handed pitcher that when he landed with his right foot, it would almost be toward the Twins dugout.
Oh, really?
Really across his body, but boy, he was nasty. He was tough to hit.
Mauer's bounced out twice.
And of course, Catfish Hunter, excellent control. The Hall of Famer could, you know, he's like Greg Maddux. He just made that plate grow as the game went on. And Vida Blue was very young back then. He just reared back and challenged everybody and had a great year.
And now the inside corner. It's not just strikes. These Oakland pitchers are throwing quality strikes to the frame of the strike zone. We've seen very few pitches down the middle.
Haven't seen Joe Mauer get a fastball down the middle. Everything has been breaking ball, slow stuff. There's a fastball, and Joe hits it sharply, but right at Pennington.
2 down.
Another ground ball out. 12 so far.
Joe's the first pitch of that at bat was, I think, a fastball outer half of the plate, but everything has been on the inner half of the plate.
Well, I mean, you think, there's a fastball right there, kind of ties Joe up a little bit, and he hits that ground ball, but you throw them all breaking balls in the third time around. Okay, let's change it up. Let's go more fastballs.
Morneau, an off-speed pitch, left up high, ball 1. Twins have 5 hits. Morneau has 2 of them, and neither is the type you'd expect to come off of Justin's bat. His bat exploded. That's the simplest way to put it in the first inning, and he dropped a single into right field. Then he got a breaking pitch down and in, and he just chipped a little pop fly down the left field line for the second hit.
I mentioned his first hit in the first inning. I mean, he hit it, looked like right on the button, but like you said, the bat exploded, but it went down a winner. I mean, you look where the ball hits the bat, and it's where you want it to hit. I mean, 3 or 4 or 5 inches from the end, the meaty part of the bat, and it just exploded.
And that breaking ball, and that's the pitch that struck out Casilla to end the 5th. We saw Span get a 2-strike curve on the outside corner, and McCarthy tried to do the same pitch, or throw the same pitch to Morneau. Now pop up foul and out of play. Ninth game of the year, and the Twins still have just 2 home runs. Popped up, and it's back and out of play. Pulled over the bag, and Morneau's got 3 hits today. Will try for 2, down by 5 runs, and he He's in. Trying to make a little something happen with a 2-out extra base hit. Morneau stretches. Would look like a single into a double.
And that's a good sign when Justin does that. You know, I mean, with the concussion that was, you know, hovering over him for so long, it's good to see Justin right here play the carom. He knows that this ball is maybe an extra base hit. Depends on the way that Ryan Sweeney plays the carom right there. Ricochets towards Sweeney. By the time he could get to it, a good hustle double, a 2-out double for Justin. He gets into scoring position with 2 outs.
And Thome at the plate. He's hit 2 ground balls to second. One with a man aboard. Morneau had just singled. And the A's shortened their shift. And Thome hit it right into the shift for a ground ball double play his last time up. Down low, ball 1. Thome with 2 hits, both doubles on the season.
A little breaking ball right there, almost like a slider, and Thome hit the top half of the ball. 19 pitches this inning for McCarthy, the most he's thrown in an inning so far. He had 19 in the first inning.
Need Thome to hit a wind cutter. Suddenly the wind is blowing in very hard from right field. And a chopper foul, 2-2. Just 2 hits, but Thome's made them count. He's actually driven in 3 runs with the 2 doubles. Trying to get the Twins on the board. They haven't scored since the 8th inning Friday night. Struck him out. And McCarthy with 6 shutout innings, and the A's have a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, a nice between innings out in right center. They had congratulations Hall of Fame to me. Very nice. Thank you very much for the great sign.
Down and away. And it's 1-1 to the leadoff man here in the 7th, Derek Barton. But 48 home games left till your induction into the Hall of Fame. And I'll ask this on a regular basis. Have you worked on your speech at all?
No, I have. Well, I've little bits and pieces, but no, not the entire speech. It's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll have some fun with it.
2-2.
I think that day it'll be so emotional that the biggest thing, Dick, is just thanking everybody. Hopefully, I can. I wanted. You know what? Here's a pop up right here. See if Joe Mauer can catch it as he throws a mask away for the first out. But I think the biggest thing is my mother's going to be there at 85 years old, and I want it really to be special for her.
Right.
I really do. It'll be special for me, but I want her to just enjoy herself, and hopefully it'll something that she'll always remember.
Well, I will ask you this question. You'll be in a much better position to answer it afterwards, obviously. But what do you think it's going to be like with you at the podium there, and one of the guys you grew up idolizing, Sandy Koufax, is going to be sitting there in his sunglasses and his starched white shirt watching you give your Hall of Fame induction speech?
Well, shaking his hand, which I had the opportunity to do many years ago, will be a thrill. Just shaking everybody's Hall of Fame hand will be a thrill. But when you idolize somebody like I did, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale growing up, of course, Don Drysdale's no longer with us, but it'll be an honor. There'll be tears in my eyes.
And I know one of the great advocates for you, another Hall of Fame pitcher, Bob Feller, sadly won't be there, because every time we would go to Cleveland, that would be the first utterance from him. Sometimes a profanity would be included in Bob's wondering why on earth you weren't already in the Hall of Fame.
I look at it, he will be there.
Yeah,
he's standing right next to my pops. He'll have a great view.
1-2 to Willingham. High and tight, 2-2.
Well, Willingham in his last at bat against Scott Baker to lead off the 6th inning hit a mammoth home run to make it a 2-0 Oakland lead.
Foul back. Well, Perkins has done what he can here to try to stabilize things. The start of the 6th inning got away from Baker, and then Manship struggled in his 3-batter outing. Perkins got the last 2 outs, and the first one here in the 7th. Popped up. And Morneau over for a look. He may have a play. 2 down. A couple of foul pops here in the 7th. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com @BAT11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You can get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. Here's Hideki Matsui. A productive day at the plate. Scott Baker left a couple of off-speed pitches up, and Matsui drilled both of them. One on over the fence off the facing of the second level in right center field for a home run. And fouled into the seats. 2 strikes. And a little roller to Kadai. Matsui thrown out. Good inning for Glenn Perkins. 3 up, 3 down. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica.
at Wrigley Field. Yes, Dad took me, and I actually tried to get Dave Kingman's autograph and snuck onto the field to try to do it. It's a pretty good story, but yeah, my memories of Wrigley Field were cool. You know, anytime Wrigley Field is a great kind of environment, the fans enjoy the ballpark and all that. So as a kid, I remember going as a youngster.
Well, the punchline to the story is Kingman pretty much blew him off and didn't sign the autograph.
Well, you know what, Dick, and you look at the 40,000 people here today, there might be a youngster here that one day will, you know, somebody will ask them, when was your first ball game? And it'll say maybe here on, you know, April 10th, Sunday in Minnesota, Oakland A's against the Minnesota Twins, and the Twins came back from a 5-0 deficit and beat the A's. Who knows?
Well, Delman Young will lead off the 7th. You have to look at it positively. The Twins, as much as they've struggled offensively, they still have 3 innings worth of at-bats. And Delman Young, Jason Kubel, Michael Kadire will hit against Brandon McCarthy.
Well, McCarthy has really had that good sinker working, the breaking ball, a lot of ground ball outs, 12 so far, 1 fly ball out, along with his 4 strikeouts. No walks.
At the knees, 1-1. Young might have fouled it off the front foot. 1-2.
Yeah, when you get that little bit of movement, I was talking about Scott Baker didn't have, you know, you think you're right on that ball. Jim Thome, his last at bat, you know, just on top of the ball. And if you hit on top of that ball, he'll end up hitting it in the ground somewhere. Right there, Delman Young hit it off his foot.
Well, it's the opposite of what you were talking about with those belt-high fastballs where you get to track the ball all the way in. You see the whole ball. When the ball is coming down
at an angle,
all you can see is the top of the ball, and that's about there's a looper to right. Young gets a base hit.
Good piece of hitting right there by Delman.
So a single leading off the 7th for Delman Young. In summary, with the A's in front 5-0.
Well, Hideki Matsui put the A's on the board. That in the 4th inning, a solo home run leading off the top of the 4th inning. Willingham makes it a 2-0 lead with this shot. His 3rd home run of the year. And then Landon Powell, an RBI double. And the A's put 4 runs on the board on the top of the 6th. Take a 5-0 lead.
Jason Kubel takes up and away ball 1. Kubel with a fly ball double that kept carrying to the warning track in center field. A leadoff double. But the way things have been going, it was almost predictable that he would be left at 3rd. There's another pop-up. This is behind 3rd, and the wind may push it into the seats. Nope.
Boy, it actually brought it back.
The flags are blowing in, and you're right. It looked as if the ball actually carried back towards the foul line.
Well, so we never had this problem at the Metrodome, and here with the wind blowing in from right field, it hits the stands, I believe, where we're at, and then it blows back toward the field. And I think there's an example like Kubel's ball kept carrying in that one at bat that he hit the ground rule double.
So a runner at first, 1 out, and here's Kadire. Another bat just explodes, and on the mound the pitcher gives way to Barton, and Kadire's gone on 1 pitch. The barrel of the bat ends up on the edge of the outfield grass. 2 down.
Not only are the Twins lacking offense, but they're also getting some very bad lumber. That's a Manny Sanguillen toothpick right there.
Well, all the pine tar on that bat, I guess you could maybe conclude that Kadire had that bat for a while. But she sure blew up on that pitch. 2 down, and here's Valencia. Pair of singles for Valencia. But then after his 2nd single, when it looked like the Twins were in great position to tie the game at 1, take the lead perhaps in the bottom of the 5th, he rounded first base too far and was trapped in a rundown for the 2nd out of the inning. 1-1. Quest high-speed pitch brought to you by Quest high-speed internet.
Well, Scott Baker worked the first 5+ innings, clocked as high as 95. Brandon McCarthy here working in the 7th inning with 91 pitches, clocked as high as 94.
81st straight sellout, 38,484 the paid attendance today.
Well, again, there's that angle right there that it generates. Good pitch down in the strike zone.
Strikes brought to you by Carrier, 1 and 2 to Valencia.
Now, when you're 6'7" and you can create that, that's pitching. Brandon McCarthy, 27 years old, his first season with the A's. He came up with the White Sox in 2005 and 6, then went to the Rangers for 3 seasons. Signed as a free agent. A's didn't really know what they were going to get out of him. He's had a history of arm problems. Never really has had surgery. It's just things that happen to a shoulder and elbow that just put him on a disabled list. You know, in 6 years at the major league level, he hasn't started that many games. This is just his 58th major league start. Did some relieving.
2 and 2. That's one driven down the line and a foul ball by about 5 feet. And Valencia nearly got his 3rd hit.
Oh, this breaking ball right there kind of stayed middle in, and Danny put a good swing on it. It got out front, and that ball hooked foul. There's
7
curveball away.
7 shutout innings for Brandon McCarthy.
Those are the times I remember, you know, with my buddies playing home run derby in the backyard, playing wiffle ball and all that kind of stuff. So.
Wow. Lefty way back then. Yeah. Choking up. He doesn't do much of that anymore.
Handsome young kid. What happened to him?
Justin at least has had a productive day at the plate, even though his team has not. Morneau 3 for 3. And we head to the 8th inning with the Twins down by 5, and Alex Burnett's 2nd appearance of this series.
Yeah, his first one yesterday. He had to walk the only batter he faced, and that was Josh Willingham in the 7th inning.
Strike 1.
Good job by Glenn Perkins. An inning and 2/3. No hits allowed. No base runners.
Inside. 1-1. 2-1.
Alex Burnett, just 23 years old. Last year, 3 stints with the Twins. Picked up his first win actually in Oakland in relief. 4-3 win over the A's.
Bouncer to short. Casilla waits. Throws to Morneau, 1 away. Tuesday's the first Sports Authority Value Pack game as the Twins host Kansas City. You can purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch. Get a free Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited. Call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Here's Mark Ellis. Ellis drew a walk in the 6th against Jeff Manship and then scored on a fly ball later in the inning. Manship charged with 1 run in the inning. Scott Baker with 3 runs charged in that inning, 4 in his 5 innings plus of work.
Good curveball right there by Alex Burnett for strike 1.
The breaking pitch misses, 1-1. One and 2.
Good fastball on 91. Good spot, outer half of the plate.
A's in position right now to win their first series of the year after dropping their first 2. And the Twins, of course, with single wins in each of the first 3 series, at least so far.
Watch out.
2-2.
Well, 2 curveballs, then a fastball away, and then just trying to overthrow a fastball middle in. And Mark Ellis gets out of the way.
Last year when the Rockies were here, Troy Tulowitzki took a Burnett fastball. He broke his hand and missed a couple of months, and then made up for those 2 months absence and put together a good second half in the last month of the season. 2-2. Kansas City beat Detroit 9-5. White Sox beat Tampa Bay 6-1. Texas beat Baltimore 3-0.
Well, Texas off to a great start. What's that make them now? 8-1 on the season.
Breaking ball missing. And the Rays, like the Twins, really struggling to score runs. And where do we go this weekend?
We go down to Florida.
Three and 2. Check swing, but I think he went. And Ellis knew it. 2 down.
Yeah, looked like a slider right there, down and away, and Ellis unable to hold up. Second out of the inning. Yeah, Twins go to Tampa Bay after a 2-game series against the Royals, and Tampa's hitting 167 as a ball club. Twins come in hitting only 203. So pitchers, put some zeros on the board.
One and 0 to Kuzminov. No, it's not just the team batting average, but we're looking it up before the game. The Twins with a 203 batting average coming into the game and a 264 slugging percentage.
Yeah, 2 doubles today. They have 12 doubles, no triples, only 2 home runs the Twins have. Not a lot of extra base hits.
1-1 to Kuzminov.
That got him.
That got him. So Kuzminov will shake it off and go to first.
Wait, where's that pad on his left elbow anyway? I don't know if they hit him there. But Alex Burnett going inside that running fastball. Nope, looked like he hit him in the chest.
Or the back arm, the inside arm perhaps. At any rate, he's at first with 2 gone. Landon Powell with a couple of hits, including an RBI double in the 4-run 6th. Mauer's throw right on the bag, safe at second. Best throw that Mauer's had so far in a stolen base attempt, but Kuzminoff, according to second base umpire James Hoy, got in there in front of Casillas' catch and tag.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the jump that Kuzminoff had. I mean, he didn't even pay attention to him, and that being Alex Burnett. Joe Mauer, great throw, but Kuzminoff able to get that foot on the bag first before the tag.
So a runner at second. The pitch a strike. 1-1. And Mauer going to the mound. Maybe got crossed up there with the runner at second base. A quick trip to the mound by the catcher and the shortstop, as it turned out.
Casilla coming in, maybe wanting to know what sign they are using. You know, a lot of times infielders, shortstop, second baseman, they like to know. They'll cheat a little bit if it's a breaking ball compared to a fastball.
One and one. Two and one. Three and one. Pennington on deck. So Burnett got the first two outs fairly easily. He stretched the count out to Ellis before getting him on a check swing. Now a hit batter and 3-1 to the Oakland catcher. And Burnett struggling with his control again here in the 8th inning. Pennington will come up. You can check out the #1 free sports app on iTunes. The all-new Fox Sports app with live scoring, video, and all the latest on your favorite local teams. It's free and it's on iTunes right now.
I think one thing that Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, is going to go out and talk to Alex Burnett is that left shoulder. He has a tendency to fly open a little bit, and that creates that ball kind of all over the place. No consistency. Keep that shoulder in. You can almost see Anderson saying, you know, and you got to keep that shoulder in. That creates that good downward plane also. Rick Anderson doing all the talking.
And a challenging first week and a half for the coaching staff. Joe Favre, the hitting coach, wondering what he can say or do. And Rick Anderson with some perplexing issues as well. Ball one to Pennington.
Peg Imhoff, our great secretary here, brought us a note. The yellow shirts, I said the yellow team is here. Grand Rapids area, DARE program is here.
Nice. Yep. Very nice. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea. We don't have our own personal secretary.
It sounds good.
I know it does, but it's not true. She's the matron of the press box, and she's done it here now for 2 years. She did it throughout the Metrodome years, going back to Metropolitan Stadium. It does sound nice that we had her secretary, but it's not
she
true.
has her own little desk with her phone that I'm the only one that calls her. It's awesome.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Extension 2121. So you want to talk to Peg? Give her a call.
There's the force at second base. A scoreless top of the 8th, but the A's still lead 5-0.
At Target Field, we're going to talk about this ball game for 30 minutes on Quest Twins Live, featuring the Toyota post-game wrap. Justin Morneau today making his mark, 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Our instructional today based toward kids because it's Kids Day on Fox Sports North. Ground ball fundamentals with Tim and Bert on the field. Plus, we'll bring you Gardy's post-game reaction. What does he think about the Twins' lack of offense today? We will find out as we bring you his post-game press conference. Dick Bramer.
Well, thank you, Robbie. Alexi Casilla trying to get on base here to lead off the 8th inning against Brandon McCarthy. And a strike, 1-1. Well, so far, this season has started just the opposite way that last year's season started for the Twins. Remember, last year the Twins won their first 6 series, including 3 of them on the road. And here they're 6 outs away from losing the first 3 series. 2-2.
I tell you what, the Twins have faced some very good pitchers. They can talk about the lack of offense, but boy, Oakland, they come in to this ball game 3rd in the American League in pitching. They led all of baseball last year in pitching.
0-2, Hopper to Barton. Casilla retired.
Well, Brett Anderson, Gio Gonzalez, and now Brandon McCarthy. 7 1/3 innings. He has only had 1 3-ball count here this afternoon. 5 strikeouts, no walks. He's allowed the Twins 7 hits. And 13 ground ball outs.
Here's Span, and he takes down and in ball 1.
He's tall at 6'7". Very compact delivery. I like the follow through right there. Bring that right leg through. Get to that balance point. Always talk balance point and then deliver toward home.
Span with a flare to left and a base hit. His first of the ball game. And that'll bring up Joe Mauer. Mauer with 3 ground ball outs, and here comes Ron Romanek, the pitching coach. And Landon Powell will run out to the mound to join him.
And his first outing, McCarthy again 8 innings against the very good hitting ball club, Toronto Blue Jay ball club. He had 1 bad inning in the 8th inning where they scored some runs on a missed play that was called an error at one time, and then it was taken away to be a hit. And all of a sudden, where he gave up 4 runs that were going to be unearned, they became 4 earned runs. And he ended up getting a no decision. A's lost that ball game in 10 innings, 7-6. But he threw only 89 pitches in the 8 innings. Right now, 7 1/3 innings, he's thrown 103 pitches.
So here's Mauer. A's have been working him over inside throughout this series.
And that right there, the breaking ball.
And he takes strike 1.
Well, hits are even at 8 apiece, but Justin Morneau has 3 of the 8 hits for the Twins.
One strike to Mauer. One and one.
Remember last year, Dick, all the great weather we had, especially in April. We're blessed again, all 3 games.
They were talking about last night and today a 50-50 chance of rain. And
right. And you flipped the coin and it was tails.
I told you it was going to be no rain today. Inside, 2-1. Mauer's average down to 207, but because of Morneau's 3 for 3, he's kicked his average 82 points with a 3 for 3 day. Wonderful time of the year if you're a struggling hitter. There's a drive to deep right field. That's over the head of Sweeney and off the wall. Span rounding second on his way to third. He'll be held, and the Twins are runners at second and third with one away. Joe, who's hit so many ground balls to second, lofted one, drove it hard, in fact, off the fence and right.
I think this was a breaking ball that got left up. No, a little cutter. And Joe, good solid swing over the head of Sweeney. Tries to play the carom, but it hits the base of the wall and gets away. And that's a member in the paper you were talking the other day about Joe and the swing, how he watches the ball hit the bat. I bet you if you looked at Ted Williams or Tony Gwynn or Rod Carew, it'd all be the same.
And McCarthy finally chased in the 8th.
Now pitching for the Athletics, number 13.
Plate yet, but a comfortable looking swing here.
Well, McCarthy made some very good pitches to Joe Mauer, and really all the A's have, but you leave a pitch up, and there's that beautiful swing of Joe Mauer. Great contact, great eye to bat contact, and Joe with a double. For Mauer, that's his first extra base hit of the year.
Morneau doubled his last time up. A pair of singles preceded that. The double sharply hit, the singles not necessarily so. That's down and away, ball 1.
Jerry Blevins coming into the ball game in his 5th season with the A's. One of 4 left-handers out in that Oakland A bullpen.
Two and 0.
Blevins 27 years old. Originally signed by the Cubs in 2004.
Check swing and a foul. 2 and 1. Two and 1 for the Twins first baseman. Way out in front of that very slow breaking ball.
Yeah, big curveball right there. Blevins will get that fastball in the low 90s. Just saw that big slow curveball. Starts at you, and then Justin swinging through it. Change up, and then a slider. Way out front.
On one hop to Barton. The Twins might get a run here. They do, with Span scoring. And Morneau retired, and it's 5-1. And on the play, Mauer goes to third.
Well, the scoreless streak is over for the Twins as Denard Span scores for Justin. That's his 2nd run driven in.
Tommy will hit. A couple of extra base hits the last 2 times he's faced Blevins. Outside, ball 1. A double and a home run. The last 2 times Blevins has pitched to Tommy. A high blast to center. This one's up, back, long gone, over the batter's eye. .590 nearly hit the Tomey .589 sign.
He tried to change the number himself. Okay, let them do it. A big two-run home run for Jim Tomey, and no doubt about this one.
So the last 3 times he's faced Blevins, he's given up a double and 2 home runs.
A fastball, belt high, and the strength of Jim Tomey displayed right there on that blast.
Well, to center field, that's the longest home run I've seen hit here. He hit it over the 403-foot side and cleared the batter's eye. To cheer about in this series, but Tomey comes out for a curtain call after a mammoth home run to get the Twins back in the game.
Yeah, you showed me they marked that at 444 feet. If that's not 460, 470, my goodness, he crushed that.
Here's Delman Young facing Grant Balfour.
Yeah, Balfour worked in last night's ball game. He struck out the first 3 batters he faced in the 7th inning, then started the 8th inning. Retired Denard Span, and Joe Mauer got a base hit, and that brought in Brian Fuentes for the save.
Balfour bends a breaking ball over to Delman Young, strike 1. Young with a single to right his last time up. That's hit to center. And DeJesus makes the catch to end the inning. The Twins on the board, a 3-spot in the 8th inning. Jim Tomey hits the first home run at Target Field for the Twins this year, and it was a no-doubter. Well, the Twins trying to win this series the hard way, falling behind 5-0, but a big swing from Big Jim, and it's 5-3 as we go to the ninth.
Jose Mahara starting the ninth inning. He worked in last night's ball game. One shutout inning through 13 pitches in the ninth inning.
Up and in, ball one to David DeJesus. DeJesus, Barton, and Willingham here in the Oakland ninth. Down and away, 2-0. Alex Burnett survived hitting a batter and walking one. Maharas has had some control issues this year. Falling behind the leadoff man here in the ninth. Three and 0.
Maharas faced DeJesus in last night's ball game. He got DeJesus to pop up to Tolbert at short to end the top of the ninth inning.
Down the middle, a strike. Brian Fuentes warming up. Got the save in the ball game last night. Kadire has a tough play, and it skips off his glove into center field. A wicked smash, and Kadire tried to play it on the backhand side. It's a leadoff single for DeJesus.
Yeah, you know what? You're taught as an infielder, try to get your body in front of it. But boy, this ball was hit hard. The one hopper, and Kadire tries to get to the side of that ball, and it deflects off his glove. That ball was sharply hit. So DeJesus picks up his second hit.
See a ball like that, and I remember the one years ago Jose Canseco hit at Denny Hocking in spring training and ended up picking up chiclets all over the infield infield dirt.
Actually made Denny look better.
Down and away, ball one.
He's not here.
No, he's coaching in the Orioles system. We saw him when the Orioles came to Fort Myers this year. Barton with a single in 4 trips. Breaking ball away, and again Maharas falls behind 2-0.
Yeah, he faced Barton in last night's ball game, ended up striking him out.
Fastball, and Barton misses. 2-1.
Caps, yep, getting loose.
Pulled foul. 2-2. Well, Barton, a left-handed batter, and it might be that Maharas will be asked to try to get him, and then Matt Capps could come in to face Willingham, or maybe they'll try to see how Maharas does here with some left-handed batters hitting behind Willingham. Two and 2. Runner goes. Mauer's throw. Got him. First throw out of the year, and both throws from Mauer this afternoon have been right on the money.
I tell you what, DeJesus, he's not a base stealer over his career. He got a pretty good jump. Watch him take off right here, but Joe Mauer, he throws a strike. Wow, right there to Casilla, quick tag for the first out. We'll take it.
Yeah. Three and 2 now to Barton, and a drive to center. Span with the catch, and out number 2. Whether you're at Target Field or watching on TV, you can still be part of the team, the Twins territory team. Right now at twinsbaseball.com, you can get some great benefits like a complimentary Target Field tour ticket and free MLB Game Day audio for your computer, and a lot more. Log on to twinsbaseball.com. Join the Twins territory team today. 2 down. Here's Willingham. Ball 1.
Yeah, that solo home run in the 6th inning off of Scott Baker, that made it a 2-0 lead for the Oakland A's.
Outside. And to every batter this inning, Maharis has fallen behind at least 2-0. Matsui on deck, and the count's 3-0.
Well, a guy like Willingham will have the green light if it's a ball middle in. We saw his power earlier in the ball game.
Kubel, Kanayer, and Valencia will hit in the bottom of this inning. And a 4-pitch walk.
Won't swing at that one.
With Willingham aboard. And that'll get Matsui to the plate. Matsui with a couple of hits, a couple of runs scored, one of them a home run that started the scoring, leading off the 4th inning. Breaking ball, and Matsui swings through it. So Maharis gets ahead of the Oakland cleanup hitter. And that staggers Mauer. A foul off the mask. 2 strikes. And Mauer wanting to catch today after the night game last night, and an off day coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, this hit off his shoulder. No, it's, yeah, maybe the right shoulder. They take a beating back there.
Two strikes. Down the left field line, but slicing foul. Only once today have the A's been retired 1-2-3. That was Perkins pitching in the 7th inning. Perkins faced 5 guys and got them all out. They've got him picked off. Moreno's throw to Casilla. And ultimately, Maharis faces just 3 men in the inning. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Twins hoping to get 3 in the 9th as they did in the 8th.
Caught up to him with a single and a double. That brought in the bullpen, and Jim Thome hit that home run off of Jerry Blevins to make it a 5-3 ball game. 2 home runs for the Oakland A's, one by Hideki Matsui, the other one by Willingham.
Who hit the ball like Josh Hamilton. Jason Kubel will lead off the 9th. He'll be followed by Michael Cuddyer and Danny Valencia. All 3 batters faced Brian Fuentes in the ball game last night. Cuddyer walked, Kubel flied out, and Valencia fouled out.
Yeah, Fuentes worked an inning and 2/3 last night with a walk and a strikeout through 30 pitches, 17 for strikes. Has both the saves for the Oakland A's on the season.
He walked Michael Cuddyer to start the 9th last night after finishing the 8th inning, and that's what the Twins are hoping for here. To get a runner on leading off the inning. Then you've got the potential tying run at the plate with some power to follow with Cuddyer and Valencia. Casilla would hit 4th this inning. Repko, Butera, Tolbert, and Hughes are on the bench. At the knees, 1-1.
And that's what Fuentes can do. That short arm, quick whip of an arm, and hit that spot down and away. Big breaking ball right there. A slow one for strike 2. After a fastball, outer half of the plate. Flips the corner.
1-2 to Kubel. And a fastball down the middle, and Kubel took it for strike 3.
Yeah, definitely fooled right there, Jason Kubel. Maybe guessing breaking ball, throws the fastball right by him.
Again, Cuddyer drew a walk against Fuentes to start the 9th inning last night. On the middle of strike.
One thing about Fuentes, he's picked up a lot of saves, over 180 saves at the major league level. With that short arm type of delivery, he does a great job of bringing up the glove first, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball. He hides the ball extremely well. Watch the glove come up, and then all of a sudden there's the baseball.
And another fastball that shaves the outside corner.
So a hitter doesn't really see the ball. I mean, if you follow the glove, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball.
You wonder about that because you see him from the center field camera and you see the ball sitting right there. But you're right, the glove is between the batter and the ball. A little roller to second. Easy play for Ellis. And out number 2.
Well, I think what you want to do is you don't want that hitter to see the baseball until you release it. And that's what Brian Fuentes does so well. Look at the glove. Okay, there's the glove. All of a sudden, there's the ball. So he hides the ball extremely well until that last second.
Last hope for the Twins is Danny Valencia, who again fouled out against Fuentes last night. Twins got a couple of second inning runs Friday night in the 8th inning to win a ball game. They're hoping the 3 they got in the 8th will allow them to stage a 9th inning comeback. And there's ball 1 to Valencia. Luke Hughes is on the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Casilla. Valencia can keep the game alive. Two 2-0 to the Twins' third baseman. The outside corner. Fastball taken for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, the catcher Landon Powell sitting down and away, and watch his fastball over the inner heart of the plate.
2-2 to Valencia. Popped up, and it should end the game in the series. Barton squints into the sun, makes the catch, and the Twins lose their first series at Target Field this year. Hayes got the first 5 runs. Marnie, the 3 runs the Twins got in the 8th inning helped, but not enough to overcome the Athletics today.
And Dick, it did take until the 8th before we finally saw the Twins bats gain a little bit of life. Coming up, Tim Laudner will join me to look at Justin Morneau making his mark. Jim Thomey's bomb career home run 590. We'll hear from